summertime when the weather was hot.
Me and Valerie, a couple of hippies, you know. But I started with a Karmann Ghia. You can't buy the car. I forbid you to buy the car. It's dead. I'm buying the car. I love you, but I'm buying the car. Well, I was going away to military reserve active duty for 6 months active duty, and I figured I don't need my car, so I put my car in the Worcester paper. And this girl shows up and comes with her mother, gives a deposit on the car. And I saw her, she had glasses on. I thought she had beautiful legs, but I just wasn't interested in her because she had glasses on. Second time I see her, I'm supposed to be doing some work in this Karmann Ghia. It's about 59 Karmann Ghia, pretty interesting car. On a Sunday after church, she walks up my folks' driveway, and as soon as I see her, I said, what the hell is she coming to bother me for? She sits down and talks to my mother, and before you know it, my mother starts on me, this would be a nice girl for you, Richie. And I told my mother, leave me the hell alone, I'll take care of myself. Well, 2 weeks later, I drive the car to Valerie's house. I'm going away at 5 o'clock the next morning, and I walk in, and somehow it was a match made in heaven. And Valerie walks by without her glasses on, and my head almost jumped out of my neck. I'm saying, who the hell is this girl? It's got to be a sister. It can't be her. I can't be that stupid. All of a sudden, she gets in the car with me. I'm saying to myself, I can't believe this. This cute girl wants to go somewhere with me. Oh my God. And we're just driving around, and all of a sudden, we're going around a corner somewhere, and I'm going away at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got no time to waste. I reach over, pull her towards me. I give her a big kiss, and she doesn't pull away. That was our first date that night. I came home at Christmas time, and it's all history from there. Somehow we were supposed to be together. We got married in '67. By '68, we had a 59 356 Porsche. It's called a D convertible. Has a higher windshield and roll-up windows than a Speedster, but almost the same body. And the car was a real rust bucket. And we lived in New Bedford because Valerie was going to school down there, and we drove the car down there, and I couldn't get an inspection sticker because all the body rot. So I ended up buying, I think for $200 or $300, bought a perfectly unrusted car without an engine, and put that engine in that one. But that was our daily driver for 3 years. Then around 1970, we traded even Steven for a $2,500 Volkswagen bus. That was the biggest mistake of my life. And we had the Speedster. Probably bought that in 1975 or so, but we just bought it and put it in the barn. It didn't run, and it just stayed there for years and years. And then we finally decided maybe we're not getting younger, better just get the car done. We had the shop. We made a rotisserie, and probably spent 8 or 10 years working on a car off and on. But the last 6 months, maybe the last year, we had like 2 people working on it full time because I wanted to get it done. I wanted to go to a show in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to a 356 registry get together, and it was fun. These are these photographs. This is everything to do with the whole restoration, and this is definitely a Hoffman car. This is what the car looked like for a long time. It really did. But the original seats were with the car. Here's the serial number, you can see it. 80419. This is our barn. The car sat for years. I could tell you maybe 25, 30 years. It had these white wall tires. You gotta understand. A white wheel with white wall tires and a white car. I couldn't do it. It was ugly. But it was a good candidate, but once you took everything out of the car, you realized you got to buy longitudinals, you got to buy rockers, you got to buy floors, like the rear of the quarters, right behind the door. You got to, and all those panels were available. But I was a little fanatic about everything. We didn't. In the original, I have all the original knobs in the car. And that's like right now. That's the first thing that would go. But the shift knobs are original. All they call them snot green, and even the emblem on the dash, that's original. For things to survive is really something. And the seats, oh my God, the seats were, the only thing holding them together was I think the material. These are metal, they're not aluminum. But see, they were rough. A big guy owned this car. And the pedals are adjustable, believe it or not. You can adjust the height of the pedal. So when I got the car, with the seat all the way forward, I couldn't hit the clutch all the way. And then I realized that the pedals got bolts. You take the bolts out, you remove the pedal, the three different positions. So I'm little, I had to have the pedals all the way towards me. But somebody had the pedals all the way in. And that's probably why, you know, it just explains a lot of things. 80419, that's what we got. And this car went through hell and back. Most people wouldn't have done it. Everybody that worked here was putting the car together.
How is the weather?
So we opened the shop in July 1967. Volkswagen repair and body work. So I started with one of the first cars they did. A car would drive like 15 miles install. He brought it to two Volkswagen dealers, and they did points, condenser, plugs, rotor, cap, wires. They both did the same thing twice. Car still screwed. I had unlimited time. It didn't matter if I spent 5 hours to diagnose something, as long as I made a name for myself. And all of a sudden, take the gas cap off, I look inside, and the thing's got crud all over it. To do that, you got to drain the gas tank, because you have to take the whole thing out. And I went to the dealer and got the sock or screen, whatever it is, put it together, and all of a sudden the word got out that there's a guy that knows Volkswagen. I didn't know shit. I get some oil that drips on my foot sometimes from the tack. The tack line goes from the engine all the way to the dash. It's a cable, and sometimes oil drips out of it like that. And I don't have time to give a shit, you know. But I like having something primitive, you know.
I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah.
You see, there's no fuel gauge. The fuel gauge would be over here. But
Is it hard to fill up with gas?
Oh, it's a pain in the ass. I climb in here, I take it off, and I have a stick, right?
Get a special stick for measuring, yeah?
Yeah, I have a stick, and I put the stick in. It's crazy. And it's hard to turn it, too. And I don't want to hurt the paint because I'm fanatic, you know? And you put it in, and when it gets up to like 50, then you stop. And these were all ground down just like the real ones.
Yeah.
And
How many hours was that to just work on these?
A lot of hours, but I wanted them. Things are only original once.
Right.
My favorite part of these cars is the serpentine, and if you look at a lot of them, this whole serpentine goes in and out. And people say, "How much you want for it?" I'm not selling it. Why would I sell it? A friend of mine came down here one day with polish. He was in the Jaguar Club. He was going to polish it. I said, if you polish it, I'm going to break your nose. I said, what are you talking about? He says, you got to make everything Concord. I said, no, original is Concord. Out here, I got a cake with candles and I put it on the registry thing.
Yep.
And there were a bunch of other people that did the same thing, and we're sharing pictures. These people are nuts. I mean, it was so much fun. And another guy said his car's getting all excited because its birthday's coming up in like 3 months or something. And I mean, the people are the nicest. They're crazy. We're all crazy a little bit, but the nicest people.
There's a poke at you, you're gonna choke on it too. You're gonna lose that smile because all the while.
Well, it's a foreign car. I don't want you to buy a foreign car. Dad, I love you, but I'm buying you a car.
Yeah.
But so I got a trade out of it, and I got a 3D. What else can you want?